Well, here's my new Seadoo RXT X 300, and yeah, I just brought it home yesterday. We're bought a ton of accessories here in all these boxes, and I'm going through and putting them on. One being the ladder. This video today is going to be on how to mount the USB port, so we'll go through that. Okay, the first step for this is to use a 5/16 ratchet to take these two screws inside of here off. I've already kind of loosened them, so 1, 2, and that will evidently allow you to remove this, which I'm going to film here and be back with you in a second. So there we go. We were able to pull that off, setting it over here on the garbage can, but it was just those two screws that I showed before, just on the inside, and you just had to carefully work that off. And then I'll attach some video on how I remove this. There's just two star T30 screws that you remove to get that other piece off. And now we'll be able to run through the wires through the top of this and connect them out here, and we'll videotape that. But you'll be able to see right down the ledge here. The wires will come down and drop into the cabinet here, and we'll get it all hooked up and show you that video here in a second. Hey folks, this is what comes in the kit. Actually USB adapter that's going to go right there, that you're going to plug into. So this cable will run to the front, and then there's some connections that'll go to the speakers that I have on there. And then there's a intelligent control box that you have to screw down and plug into as well. We'll go through all that. The tools we kind of needed was just that T30, and I think that's a 5/16 to pull the panels off. And then I bought a USB to 2 so that I can use for my phone, and also Garmin handheld device that I'm going to use as well. But as always, recommend, if you don't have experience with this, to use the authorized Seadoo technician to do the installs. But I'm trying to save a little bit of money, and so my methodology might be a little different than the instructions on the BRP site, which you can always go to for a reference point as well. But anyway, I'll show you how I'm going to do it, and follow me along. I'm running this dial, which is a little too thick, but anyway, I'm running it down this little channel, and it's coming out right here. So I'm going to lift up on it a little bit, and I'm going to try to use that to pull the cable down through this little channel here, and hopefully get it into the front area, and continue with the since the dial was a little big, I fished a line on it down here, so I'm going to use this line to pull everything back up the channel to where it needs to go. I think we got it. Okay, let me get all the tape off and we'll start connecting everything over here on this side. But anyway, that's how I got it fished down through the side, right through here. Okay. So it's always something in it, folks. So I'm getting ready to install the intelligent voltage regulator, and it would go right in here where all these wires are. So it would mount right on this bracket, and you can see where the other screw goes. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. I think I might be able to get it without having to do anything major. And so that should go right like that. Hopefully we can get it plugged up, screwed down, and still have room to plug everything in. A lot of wires in there, so I don't know. We'll give it a whirl, see what happens, continuing the install. Okay, so we got that mounted and plugged in. And the other wire, this is the one that's going to the USB port, and the other wire is down here somewhere. We'll connect that. Anyway, it runs right down here, right there, and now we'll just connect these guys up. I gotta look at the reference, but I do believe what will happen is we'll unplug this guy here, plug one into that, and then somehow loop it back up, and we'll be finished. I'll just have to button everything down. We'll see. We'll try it, give it a try, and see if it's working here soon. Bear with me. So this was the cable that came down, and I plugged in here and unplugged the plug that was there and plugged it into the other wire right there. And that was the plug that was here prior. So it's looping back, going back up, and then that's the wire that, oops, not focused, that was coming from the USB port, and it basically had a splitter on it as well, which one went to this intelligent control. And then, of course, the other one goes right back up, and that's the one that we ran down from the USB port and connected together with this other piece. So everything's working and charging, and we just put it back together, and we'll be okay. There's one thing that I should point out that was a mistake, and that is the USB port should be put into the housing before it's stuck in, because right now I can't get it to go either way. So I was trying to pull it back out again. It's working, but it's not seated all the way in as it should be. So if you're doing it, put it into the rubber housing before you stick it into the body of the storage case, because now I can't get it all the way in. So anyway, I guess I'll have to live with that unless I come up with a solution somewhere along the line. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this and hope it's helpful, and talk to you later. See ya. Ciao. excuse the lawnmower, lawn guys are here. Well, that's it. I think I'm done. I tested it before I put the panels back on, and it's charging. So, hope this helps. If you're doing a USB installation, I guess you can pay the knowledgeable people to do it. I ran into a few little hiccups, but all in all, not too bad. And it's all back together now. So, we got the charger working. Oops, better get the flashlight out of here before I shut it. And there's the port. But I did have a little bit of trouble when I put the rubber thing in first, and then I tried to put the port on. It's sticking out a little bit. So I've got to see if I can take a rubber hammer and kind of knock it in a little bit further. Other than that, it's charging the iPhone.